I'm out here today with the Jiusi PT14R. This truck is a sister to the ROG1 by Arlarlo and ZD Racing's MT16. Today I'll be going ahead and continuing a battery test I did with one major change to this truck. I went ahead and swapped out the stock 35 amp ESC and I have in its place this $15 120 amp ESC, which is 4S capable. Huge shout out to Britt over at 10 Scale RC Performance for showing me this ESC. But so far so good. And today we're just gonna be running on 3S. Tomorrow morning will be 4S. But recently I did a test on many different 3S batteries, which I have here. And I'm gonna do a continuation of that today, highlighting this brand new Turnigy battery. It's gonna come out soon. It's not released quite yet, but their high voltage Bolt X line promises to have exceptional performance while being very light. And there's a whole list of positives of this battery that Turnigy claims, so I'll put those on the screen now. But at any rate, in addition to the batteries I ran last time, I'll be testing this. I will not be running the DRC battery. This hit 62 miles an hour last time. Will not be running Urgenex. This one hit 45 last time. Nor will I be running the fastest one, which was this Turnigy that hit 66. But I will be running all these other batteries today. It's just hard to charge all of them up. And we have the Urgenex, previously hit 58. Ovonic previously hit 63, I think it was. 62. CNHL 63, 65 for the Turnigy, 65 for the stock battery, and 65 for the Liperior. I'm thinking with the changes here with the more powerful ESC, we might see more of a spread in these higher performance batteries. And this CNHL underperformed. Just a little shocked by that. So I want to give it a second chance. But again, today's 3S. Tomorrow, we'll move on to 4S. I have about 45 minutes before sunset. So I got to bang this test out. And these tests frequently don't get a ton of views. I know it's a bit of a niche for battery testing, but those of you that watch this, I appreciate that you're into it. I do a ton of battery testing on my channel. And, you know, I hope I continue to give you guys useful information with this nice assortment of batteries I have here that I'm running today. So first up, let's start off with something mild. We have the Urgenex 2400. This thing kind of disappointed last time out. It was a brand new battery that Urgenex asked me to test and didn't exactly blow my hair back. I'll leave it at that. 154 grams. So let's go ahead. I'll get this in the truck, get it buttoned up, and we'll see what it does. Stay tuned. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, in the community section of my channel, I asked you guys how much faster you thought this truck would go with the 120 amp $15 ESC than it did with the stock setup running the stock battery. Here's the results. I'm thinking we may well pick up 4, even 5 miles an hour, but let's see what it does. Okay, I have the Urgenex in here, 2400, and the GPS is reading. I'll probably go ahead and do 3 runs like I did last time on each battery. Easing into it. Full throttle. I don't know why I'm having issues here. It just went flying off the road there. I'm still getting used to it with this new ESC. Everything seems okay. I don't seem to have a reading there from that first run, so let me go ahead and do a second run here. It says it's reading. Full throttle. All right, I probably don't have the brakes quite strong enough. That may have been part of my issue down there. At any rate, stop, read, 66 miles an hour on the Urgenex. Last time out, it only hit 58. So we picked up a hearty 8 miles an hour. That's actually as fast as my fastest battery was last time out. Very impressive. Urgenex 2400 set the baseline, 66 miles an hour. Okay, now I have the Ovonic in here. GPS is reading. Let's see how it does. Full throttle. Full throttle. Running good, running strong. Yeah, these brakes just aren't as strong as what I'm used to, so that was throwing me off at first, but I seem to be in better shape now. And this headlight is a huge help running in lower lighting, or especially with the sun there coming from the direction I'm starting at. So very thankful this truck comes with those headlights. And why didn't it read? That's messed up. Let's see here, records. There's the one for the Urgenex. I don't know what happened. Track, start. It's reading. That's unfortunate. One more run here. Full throttle. Okay, we're reading this time. Stop, read, 65 miles an hour. That is really interesting. It probably hit 66 on that first run, identical to the Urgenex. But I don't know why that Urgenex was so much slower on the stock ESC. But here's the Ovonic, and I did forget to weigh it, so let me throw this on the scale. I remember it being around 170. There we go. 170. All right, next up is the CNHL. Initially, it went as fast as this stock battery, but last time out, it was 2 miles an hour slower at 63. So I'm not sure what it's gonna do today. It's weird how the different ESCs make the speeds of these batteries fluctuate so much, but let's go ahead and test it and see what it does. The weight of the CNHL, we'll say it's about 155. I have an extra connector on here, so. Okay, here we go with the CNHL. Full throttle. Let me make sure we're getting a reading. Should be. But look, it's not. Why is it not reading?
Ugh, idiot.
Track, start. Okay, we're getting a reading this time. Stop, read, 68 miles an hour on the CNHL. Just so I don't do it dirty, let me do one more run here. Full throttle. Stop, read, 67. So it may have gone as fast as 69 or so on that first run that I was unable to capture. But that's all right. I'm okay with a ballpark. And let me just check the temperatures here. ESC is pretty warm, but not hot. And the motor, pretty hot. Probably want to let this run with a fan for a minute or two. So the stock battery is the one I asked you guys how much faster you thought it would go with this 120 amp ESC. And I'm thinking now it might do 5 or 6 miles an hour. Last time, again, was 65. So let's see what it can do. Full throttle. Okay, on the first run, Only 68. So the CNHL was at least as fast, which is what I would expect. I don't know why the CNHL was weak. Weird things happened when I was maxing out that other ESC. And I think it was, the issue was with that ESC and not, you know, I'm having a hard time putting into words what I want to say here, but that 35 amp ESC was doing some funky things. But 68 is what I would expect it to do, because when I was running less amps through this truck, the CNHL was even with the stock battery. So it's even again, which makes sense. Let me go ahead and do one more run with it. "68 miles an hour again on that stock battery." And if I remember right, this stock battery is about 170 grams, but I could be wrong. Next up, let me go ahead and run this Bolt high voltage LiPo. This again is going to be released by Turnigy really soon, and they make some really strong claims about this battery, and I've had great luck with most of my Turnigy batteries, so I don't expect this to disappoint. But let's go ahead and see what this 3S2400 high voltage LiPo can do. Okay, Turnigy high voltage Bolt LiPo. Track, start, and we're reading. Seems quick. Stop, read, 70 miles an hour. First run in the Turnigy Bolt. Let's go ahead and do one more. 70 miles an hour with minimal modifications in this truck. Full throttle. Something's rubbing in here, but that's all right. Stop, read, 69 miles an hour on the backup run. Impressive stuff from the Turnigy Bolt. And what's even more impressive is this is a lightweight battery, just like they claim it is. Here we go, Turnigy Bolt. Let me throw this thing on the scale and see just how light it is. 161 grams. And in general, higher performance batteries are gonna weigh more than lower performance batteries. Case in point, this Turnigy, case in point, let's look at this Liperior 2200. It's nearly 200 grams. Let me go ahead and run it and see if it's any faster than the Turnigy Bolt. Now, Liperior batteries are exceptionally strong. That Turnigy Bolt is gonna have its work cut out for it to beat this battery. So we'll go ahead and see if it can outperform Liperior. Full throttle. First run on the Liperior. Did we beat 70? 70 miles an hour. So let me do one more run with the Liperior. But it's an impressive battery. These headlights are a game changer. It might not come across on the camera how much they're helping me, but in real life, it's helping me a lot. 68 miles an hour, so pretty close to that Turnigy Bolt, but we'll do more testing in a future video to see which one's actually the higher performance battery. It might be pretty much a wash, but here is the Liperior. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put in Turnigy Heavy Duty. This battery is dirt cheap. They're usually like 15 bucks. So we'll see how this compares to the Bolt and the Liperior. And in a future video, yeah, 190 grams. I will run it against my strongest 3S battery, which is this Turnigy Graphene 2200. I didn't charge this one up today. I'll save that for a different day. But one more run here, and we just have the Turnigy Heavy Duty left. All right, I'm definitely losing sunlight here. Sun's set, but track, start. We're reading Turnigy Heavy Duty. Here we go, the Turnigy Heavy Duty. Last time was the same speed as the Liperior. I expected it to be a little slower, but maybe this time it will be. No, 70 miles an hour. All right, let's do one more run on this battery. Strong performance at this price point. These heavy duty batteries, don't sleep on them. All right, real quick before this truck comes, final run. Second run on the Turnigy high performance. Let's see how we did. Stop, read, 68. So identical numbers posted to the Liperior and essentially the same as the Turnigy Bolt. But there we go. Turnigy Heavy Duty 2200. Well, the Heavy Duty's still here in the truck, but here are all the batteries I ran otherwise. And the Bolt, the Liperior, and the Heavy Duty all were hitting 69, 70 mile an hour range, which is really impressive. And the stock battery though, don't sleep on this one. I think that hit, was it 68? I can't remember. So that would be about 3 miles an hour faster than it was completely stock with the stock ESC. These two here, maybe I'll run them again real quick because I was a little shocked about the outcome there. Yeah, let me go ahead and run the Ovonic and the, especially the Urgenex. That one had me scratching my head. Okay, one more run here with the Urgenex 2400. I want to make sure I give it a fair shakeout here and let's see what it does. Stop, read, 64 miles an hour. So this battery is not going to blow your hair back, but it is performing better than I expected it to. I don't know why it was so slow the first time I ran it, but maybe I was a little too hard on this battery when I was kind of making fun of it. Although I was really making fun of this one here because it only hit 45 miles an hour. So Urgenex 2400, not a bad number. Let's see what the Ovonic does with one more run. Final run with the Ovonic. Full throttle. Can we beat 64? All right, we tied it. So these two batteries are pretty close. I can't remember if that Urgenex had an extra run or two on it because I guess I wasn't hitting start or something on the GPS at first. I had a rough start to this video. Kind of happens when, you know, you're rushing to get things done. But there's the Ovonic. 64 miles an hour. Not terrible. I have the Bolt back in here. And just for the heck of it, I'm going to go ahead and do a little drag run. That thing took off pretty good. It started to wheelie, but let's see what it did. 3 seconds, and I'll let some of my drag. So there we go. $15 ESC on the Turnigy Bolt 2400 high voltage 3S LIPO. All right, guys, more battery testing coming up in the near future. Sorry this video is a little rushed. It's hard to find time to do these things. You can see I have my groceries here in the car. And tomorrow morning, I plan on running 4S in this truck. So I would expect to gain probably 10 miles an hour. So it may well hit 80, possibly more. Stay tuned for that one. But impressive results on 3S in the Jiusi PT14R. Again, the only thing I've done to this truck is put a 16-tooth pinion gear in here and this $15 120 amp ESC, and I have the Arma Hoons 85mm tires on here. Otherwise, it's stock. Oh, I did lower it, but I just put some nitro fuel tubing in the shocks to lower them. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'd love to hear your comments on these battery testing videos. But I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.